Good morning, everyone. This is Royce Miller, and today I'm issuing the usual episode of Propped Up for a new series. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. Right now, I'm leaning toward figure of speech, where I give a speech on a figure. This is usually a figure that is near and dear to my heart, and today we're going with a childhood classic. Behold, the Onua Bionicle. Now, Bionicle is an interesting series. Oh, he's so dusty. Um, People view it as the mature kids Lego, or at least they did back in the day. You know, these were the ones that had All American Rejects Move Along in their trailer. They had the CG movies, they had the video games, all this fun stuff. But I actually never got into any of that. To me, it was just I had a few of the figures. And they're interesting, and like, Bionicles are cool because it combines Lego, which is, the imaginative. It's the creative kid's toy with the action figure, which is more where I was as a kid. I didn't like building things. I liked having these grand epic battles of good and evil with all my different characters. And and usually I would start with who they were as sort of a base and then kind of build up off of that and turn them into something new. For example, as a kid, Darth Vader was not like, the evil Sith Force user he is in Star Wars. In my games, he was this dark mage who cast fire spells from the depths of hell. And, like, Anakin was not Darth Vader, but when he was younger, he was his own person, and he was a white mage, and he was a British museum curator, and we had, my brother and I had this running joke where he always smelled of antibacterial soap because he was so hoity-toity and up, he was kind of not pretentious, but like sort of a Niles Crane type, which I guess is a little pretentious. Anyway, and this guy, this Black Bionicle, I had lost most of him by this point, but I still had his mask, and so he became the evil villain, Shadow Mask. And oh god, it was like, he was my villain. He was this evil entity from, before time. He was basically like a being of pure shadow that had been trapped into this metal form. And then, like, I had other ideas how, like, in there was like I for some reason I was using Mr. Potato Head pieces as other shadow creatures. So shadow eyes, and then shadow hands as like these master hand types. If you've ever played um, Smash Brothers, which I never did, that's just convergent thinking. Anyway, so yeah, and then then uh, Shadow Mask's key evil move was Shadow Skull, which was just, it was an energy spell, or well, shadow spell that took the form of a skull. Um, and for some reason, as a kid, I loved this dumb plastic mask so much. I don't know why. And like, I don't know, it's fun. Um, but like I don't know. I wish I had done a little more research into like what people liked about Bionicles so much, because to me they were just cool action figures that if you wanted to, you could combine them. And I actually did do that. There was another one we had where it was several like Bionicles that had lost pieces that we just mixed together into this hodgepodge, and we called him the armor dealer. And like his story was that like he's kind of this shambling mechanical monster that is powered by clockwork, and because he's this like elegant, well, he elegantly programmed, I guess, clockwork machine, he can make beautiful enchanted weaponry, and he's got little blades on his fingers that he uses to inscribe them with runes. Uh, but the story behind Shadow Mask wasn't nearly as convoluted as that, and the armor dealer actually is in my manuscript nowadays. I changed his name to Aegis, at like Zeus's shield. Uh, but Shadow Mask, he's hard. He's a hard guy to translate because like most of my characters I have translated over the years. Anakin, the Anakin in action figure I played with as a kid became named Arthur Banks. The the Ben Kenobi figure I played with became Ben Jameson. The Darth Vader figure, well, he actually kind of became several characters. Uh, I can't really get into it now. And like the Snake Eyes figure I had, he was like battle damaged and stuff, and I had this trench coat I put on him, and like because he was battle damaged, you could see his GI Joe tattoo or his ninja tattoo on his wrist. So he became this immortal, invincible raider I named Geiger, and he's actually an important part of my stuff nowadays because he's the henchman to one of my main characters. And like I don't want to get too much into my manuscripts because like I feel like if I deviate too far from this, I think people will be uninterested. Like anytime I talk about my actual ideas, people just suddenly get like they don't want to talk to me anymore. They want to. People love telling me their ideas, but the second I bring up my stuff, they're like, "Shut up, Royce. Go away. I have to leave now." Literally, someone kicked me out of a Discord chat when I tried to talk about my stuff. Like, I'm just an eternal loser when it comes to trying to get my stuff made. Again, I've told you all, actually going to pilot was taken away from me because the fates themselves have decided that I am not allowed to create. Uh, but that's just me whinging. Well, let's get back to this guy. Now, I think there is a good simplicity to the original Bionicles. I will say these are not his actual armor pieces. These are from a different piece. These shoulder pieces are from a different guy. I just put them on because they look cool. But like, you'll notice that like he's a little stocky. It's very simplified. He just has one leg piece, one arm piece. There's no elbow joints or anything like that. However, it does have a very interesting mechanical function. You rotate the cog, and his arms go back and forth. Here, let me. Here, you get a better range of motion when you do this. There we go. Ah, gonna rake your leaves. I'm Freddy Krueger, but if he let his hands, I don't know. That was dumb. I should have probably stopped at the rake one. Also, like just a really good like choice for his eyes for his eye color too. I mean, like I think the obvious choice with a black character is to get red eyes because red and black is very classic. Like, well, not even black. Well, I'd say bad guy, but like edgelord too. And I think that's part of why they didn't give him the red eye piece is because that would be a little too edgelord. That or villainous. Giving him green gives him almost a wisdom to him. It actually reminds me a lot of Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, which you try saying that 5 times fast. The black-colored monkey, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, he was also black and green for his color scheme. Which, having a black voice actor play a black monkey is a little weird, but I'll think about that later. Although, like, I doubt Kevin Michael Richardson even thought about it that way. He was probably just like, oh, this is cool. I mean, this is the guy who named his Twitter handle after voicing Cleveland Jr. in the Cleveland show. Um. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. And also, like, for being over 20 years old now, this is in surprisingly good shape. I I have something that's less than a year old and it already broke. And I don't know how, because it's just literally been sitting on a shelf the entire time. And I feel really bummed out about it right now. I'm going to complain to someone. I think it might be my cousin, because that dummy dum dum threw stuff in my room. And I wonder if he knocked it over and broke the hand without telling me. Which not only ruins it, like, from my perfectionist standpoint, but also just ruins it from, I don't know, if I had to sell it to pay for my effing car. Something I bought a year ago when I thought, like, oh, I'll be fine now. I can afford this. Whatever. There goes my idea to do well, I might still do a video on it. I don't want to say what it is just in case. So yeah, if you like these, if you like me talking about my figures, give a shout out in the comments. It's just I don't have as many props as I thought, and a couple of them I really want to save for Halloween and Christmas, respectively. So I may end up doing one of these mixed with one of those. Because I have a ton of figures that I love to death. And I'd love to talk about them. So, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs up if you don't like it. Or, well, say in the comments if you don't like it. And say in the comments if you do like it. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I am so tired. I had a rough night last night, and I didn't get off work until after 7:30, which is about a half hour after I'm supposed to be clocked out. Anyway, I'm going to bed. You all have a good weekend. This is Royce Miller, signing out.